By God's grace, I'm married well. And a good thing.
You'll always be my love. Oh my, my, my. You'll always be my love. My, oh my. I love you.
Welcome to our
Family channel.
Subscribe, share. Welcome back. Same afterwards. Why do you look so light?
Because I'm light.
Boy, I look dark as heck.
Okay.
Today we're gonna talk about how we met each other. And how did we meet?
So we met the first time we ever.
Get close real quick.
The first time we ever talked was.
Let me focus on you. I think I should be on this side. It's still dark. Are you focused?
2016.
Stay right there.
Okay, can we do this now? We met, I think like October, November of 2016.
Yeah.
At church.
Yeah.
Because they interviewed me for a testimony video.
What? Oh yeah.
That was the first
I
time
was
we
gonna
ever
say.
talked.
I was like, you switching up the whole
Him,
story.
Gunther the Great, and Chandler.
And Nate.
I don't remember Nate being there. I'm pretty sure.
She didn't recognize him because you know I was there.
I'm pretty sure it was only them three. But that was the first time we talked, and I was like 17 at the time.
She was underage, y'all. I think she was 16 actually.
No, I was 17.
2016,
16.
you was 17. I was 19.
Okay, your birthday hadn't come yet, so it was October of 2016.
Yeah, I was already 19, turning 20, babes.
Okay, well I just
16.
turned 17.
Okay, oh yeah, you just turned 17. Yes, she did just turn 17.
But we weren't even like that.
Could you do you want?
We weren't even like that. Like that was just the first time I met him. They were recording me for sorry, I scratched you. They were recording me for a testimony video for our pastor appreciation banquet.
I thought she was very young. I thought she was like, you know, chilling.
Yeah, so that was when I first saw him and talked to him, but we never really talked after that. I didn't talk to anybody at church.
Yeah, it's like
I didn't like people.
I turned 19 and I was headed towards 20. 20 was coming my way.
No,
so
I thought you were.
I was 19.
You were gonna turn 20?
Yeah.
Jeez,
At the end of that year, right? So I was just like,
yeah.
I was just like, you know what I'm saying? At that point, I'm like, you know, I'm not a high schooler anymore. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, until you're 18, you're not really mature yet. You're under your parents and stuff like that jurisdiction. And I can understand that. But like in Ethiopia, man, you 14, you get married the next day you turn 14.
Capper!
No caps.
For me, because I wouldn't do that.
12 years old, they get married. 9 years old, they get married. 9 years old in Ethiopia is a grown woman.
Anyways,
Captain,
that's when we first met. I remember I was super nervous because like I was on camera and it's like I said, I didn't talk to anybody. I was a senior in high school at that time. Me and my mom had already been going to that church for like a year, but I still didn't really like to talk to anybody. Like I went for service, but I didn't go like for people because I didn't want to make friends. So they recorded me and I was super nervous because I was like, oh, what the heck? But I was just reading my paper, so it was super easy. It was like reading a script.
Yeah.
Because I wrote a personal statement paper about the church, and then Pastor found out about it and he wanted me to read it, and I was happy to because it's a good story to share. But
Where'd you read it at?
for Pastor Appreciation.
Oh yeah, you did. She did read it. So she went on the stage.
No.
Did she?
You guys recorded me.
Oh, for that video.
Do you remember?
No.
I should have let you tell this story.
Yeah, you should have let me tell the story because I don't remember you back then. I didn't know you existed then.
You did. You talked to me. You're mean.
I actually said I was
I
like.
had a boyfriend at that time though, and I used to bring him to church.
No,
so
she didn't.
that
She didn't
could
have a
be why.
boyfriend. No.
I did have a boyfriend.
Not yet. Bips, not yet.
I did have a boyfriend at that
But
time.
you didn't bring him.
Oh no, we weren't dating yet.
Yeah, I wasn't dating. Like, cause I remember.
We didn't date until.
I remember I asked for her name. I was like, what is your name? And she's like, Marissa. And I was like, oh, that's a cool name.
But he thought I was like 14 because of I'm so short and I looked young.
No, I thought you was 12.
Stop being mean.
It's normal in Ethiopia to get married to 12 years old.
No, you didn't even like me yet. You said.
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Tell the truth. What is going on?
Can I talk?
Yeah,
go. You've been the only one that's talking.
I've been trying to tell my side of the story, and then you can tell your side of the story.
All right.
You keep interrupting me.
Sorry.
With lies.
What? I didn't lie. I said what I.
You thought I was 12?
Yeah, I really did.
Baby, reading that paper, you thought I was 12.
No, I didn't actually. Now that you said that, that paper was awesome. Like that paper was like, I was like, wow, she mature for her age. That's what I said. I remember saying that too.
He did always think I was young.
But I did think I thought she was very young. Like I was like.
Wait, so do you remember the first
So
time?
I never thought about like.
Do you remember that time we met, that first time?
Yeah.
Okay, tell me.
So at that time, you know what I'm saying, I had rededicated my life to Christ, you know what I'm saying? I wasn't always all that stuff, you know what I'm saying, that you know what I'm saying, you know what I'm saying? At first, I looked at her and I said, what are you doing here? And she said,
What? You guys called me over.
Yeah, we
First of all.
No, I was told that we were supposed to interview this girl, right? And I didn't know who it was. So here she comes. She had a bang.
Straight bangs and curly hair.
She went like that.
Curled.
So she came, she was like, yeah, I'm here to read a paper. And we were like, okay, yeah, like, let's shoot it. And we had set up just like how it looks right here. Remember that? I can show you guys, okay? Real quick. I'm gonna show you at the end, maybe if I don't forget. But like a camera setup, basically, you guys know that. Lights and,
and
you know,
a camera. And
easy.
3 guys staring at you.
And yeah, like,
action.
yeah, she, you know, she was a little bit nervous. She saw me.
That was not why I was nervous.
Oh, that's not why?
I didn't even know any of them yet.
Gotcha.
But they were all super nice. He was more nice than the other ones. Sorry, guys. But he talked more. Like, he was like, it's okay. Like, just act normal, blah, blah, blah. Like, he was calming down. You know? And he looked younger than the other one. So, like, I thought he was my age. So, it was easier to, like, connect to him than everyone else that was there.
And, like, because, like, I couldn't grow a beard.
Are you saying that's why you look young?
Yeah, I feel like that's why I look young. Like without beard, like I look so different, and people think like, oh, you know what I'm saying, young as heck. Whatever. I had talked to her. I said, yeah, be confident. You know, everything gonna be all right. You just, you know what I'm saying, reading this and you're good. And she had said, okay, and she read it, and I was like, she's mature for her age. And
because he thought it was.
And I said, what's your name before she left? I was like, what is your name again? And she said, Marissa. And I was like, oh, okay, that's a pretty cool name.
And I like dipped.
And I do like her name, Marissa. Like, it's so like unique.
Oh, okay. That was like the last time we talked, I think. That was like October, November, and then like February 2017 was when I started bringing a boyfriend to church. So that's when like I even talked to people less. So yeah. And so everyone knew I was taken. Or no, people actually thought he was my brother too. So I don't really know what was going through people's minds. But yeah, and then we didn't talk like at all. Until fast forward your birthday. What year was it when everyone was out of town?
2018.
Was that 2018? That was the first time I talked to him.
2017. Turning 2018.
Because on Instagram, Chandler posted that it was his birthday. So when I saw, I was like, oh, I'm gonna tell him happy birthday. So when I got to church, I was like, happy birthday. He was like, thank you. Like, he didn't know I knew. Like, we didn't really talk or anything. So it was kind of weird, like a random person just coming up to him saying happy birthday. Are you sure it's 2018? It was before the
2017, I said.
Oh, okay, yeah, 2017 then. That was when I told him happy birthday. And that was the first time, like, we had a conversation without it having to be, like, ministry business. Like, I just told him happy birthday.
And I said,
that was it.
Oh, thank you. So fast forward, we started talking more and more.
No, before that, we talked one more time. It was when we were all it was before we became friends and started messaging on Instagram. It was when,
Oh, she remembers every moment
it was
she talked to me. That's crazy.
It was when we were all in the foyer, the cafe area, and we were talking about height. And you were like, you still have time to grow. I was like, no, I don't. He's like, yeah, you do. You're like 16. And I was like, I'm 18. I'm done growing. Like, women stop growing at 18.
And that was the way for me to find out her age.
He says that he did that. I don't know.
She used to stalk me on Facebook.
No, I didn't even have you on Facebook.
Everybody got a deep secret.
I didn't stalk him.
Fast forward to 2018. Her birthday comes around. No,
wait, we were talking before that. You skipped me every time you skip something.
I skipped a month.
No, you skipped. No.
Yeah.
No, because we after
January
that conversation.
Is whenever you.
I sent you a picture of you. Messaged me first.
Yeah.
It was when I was out of town and I hadn't gone to church for like 2 weeks because
she was slipping out.
No, I was in Michigan visiting my sister.
So what happened was she left the country, right, or the state. So as a fellow brother in Christ, as a brotherly lover, not lover. What? I said, hey, you better be in church this Sunday or I'll kick your butt.
I think he said something like that.
Something like that. You don't have to find it, babes. You don't got to embarrass me. And so she said,
I remember that.
So I found out her age. I found out that she's mature. Now it's time to get to know her, right? But I never took a step. Like for me, like even before I never dated anybody in my life. And this is the reason why I never go for them. I just wait for them to come to me, right? And so she did the first step, right?
I don't know if I agree with that. Because you messaged me first. You messaged me on Instagram, and that's how we became friends and started talking.
Yeah, that's like my little
I never
bait,
would
though.
have messaged you
It's
first.
like I threw my bait in, and then I was just waiting for you to catch it. So
He
once
swears.
the fish is the one that's trying to get the bait, right? So you was the fish.
But you put it in there.
I put
So
the
you
bait
wanted
in
a fish.
But I wanted you to come to me. That's what I said.
But you went
I didn't
for
say I
it.
wasn't
You
gonna
went
pull
for
out.
it though. You threw the bait in. You made the first move. You threw it in there.
The bait is not the actual meal.
You
though.
didn't have to message me.
All right,
Because I remember a lot of it. You're skipping a lot of steps.
baby, we're not gonna have time to get out all the steps. We already did 10-minute recording. Did you notice that? That's why I stopped.
Okay, so he messaged me first, and then after that we started like talking back and forth like as friends. Like just, hey, how you doing, and blah blah blah, what are you doing, you know, just normal friend talk. And then I had a class called Intercultural Communications, and I had to interview someone that was from another country but that wasn't in a culture like mine. So like I couldn't interview someone from Mexico because that's too, like, I'm not from Mexico but I'm Hispanic, so it would have been too similar. Like I would have known too much. Like the point of it was to learn. And I remembered he was from Ethiopia, so I was like, hey, I can interview him. So I asked him
about it.
Okay,
She started talking to me about it, and I said, yeah, I'm down. I was actually like, oh, I don't know if I want to do
what'd
it.
you think about it? Yeah, because I was like, can I interview you? Like, you didn't even know what kind of questions I was going to ask.
I said, bring it on, man. I'm not too good with like answers and all that stuff, interviews, but I said, bring it on because, first of all, I see you at church, so I want you to pass your grades, of course.
First time we talked, March 13th, 2018. You said, if I don't see you on Wednesday, I'm fighting you. You said, I thought you got it.
But I made sure that she was of age. She was 18 at that time.
Yeah, he had already known because of that conversation we talked about earlier. But yeah, so then after that, we were just talking normally, and then I had to do this paper around April. So like a month later, I had to do this paper. So like we were talking like friends for a month before we hung out for the first time. So then I learned like everything about him, like the question, like I'd read a paper about someone, and it turned out to be him. So I learned about his culture, I learned about his language, I learned about, we ended up talking like testimony stuff just because that's where the conversation went, but I didn't like write about that in my paper, and I deleted the recording because my teacher required it. I kind of wish now I would have kept it, but he even wanted me to delete it back then, so I did.
Like I didn't know you to keep all my information about who I am.
Yeah, like because we talked about testimony, so it was about a lot.
Like we didn't know he was going to date or anything like that.
Yeah.
We just talked the first time.
Like
and,
yeah, that was our first time hanging out.
And we went to Jamba Juice.
Yeah,
first
we
date.
got Jamba Juice. It wasn't a date. It was an interview. It was very professional.
Very professional. Very professional. Came over to my house.
And then, baby, stop.
That was very professional. I'm just saying, that's very professional.
No, it's not.
We didn't do nothing
But it
at the
doesn't
house.
sound right.
We could just tell him we didn't do nothing. Chandler was at the house.
Chandler was there. Still. Anyways, and then after that, I wrote the paper about him. I sent it to him, and that was it. And then ever since then, we started talking in person. Because before that, we never talked in person. Like, it was just like hi and bye. But after that, like, we started like, after church, we'd sit down and like talk about stuff, talk about service. We'll talk about our testimonies. I miss doing that. We'll talk about our testimonies. We talk about what we learned. We talked about what we're studying, things God has been dealing with us about lately. And then we would do that like every service, and then they turn the lights off. Like they'd have to lock up. So we basically get kicked out. So that's when I messaged him. One night that happened, I messaged him like, hey, we should hang out outside of church since we're always getting kicked out.
So that's when our dating kind of started.
That's when we started like
just
yeah, like
kicking
with
it more
intent to
friendly.
find out for
Yes.
more reasons. That's when we were like, okay, let's see if this person has potential.
See,
but it wasn't official yet.
The first time we talked about real conversation like that, I have mentioned that if I'm talking to you, I'm looking to see if you're my wife material.
The first time we hung out, like
Not the
not because of paper or anything. We went to
Yes.
the movies, and I took my little sister. We went to go see a movie, all three of us, and it was nice. And then after that, we hung out one more time, and we went to the park at his apartment complex.
Yeah.
And he basically said like, "Your wife material," and I was just like, "Who the heck? Who says that?
I don't think I said wife material. I said I'm looking for
Or
a wife
potential
material.
wife. You said something like that.
Yes, I did.
I was shook though. I was like, what the heck?
And I told her like she's beautiful. She's mature for her age. I did tell her she was beautiful. So we kicked it off from there. Became friends, best friends, and we are where we are today. We got engaged, but that's another story to tell you guys. But that's how we met. We first really became really good friends, and I encourage everybody that looking to date somebody to become real good friends with them, so that you know how they are as a friend. And of course, don't stay in a friend zone. Don't be available too much for the guys. Like, we had to deal with so much stuff, and that could be another story time based on our cultures and how we saw things. And going over it, beliefs, that's what you believe in. That's not even a culture, that's what you believe in and what you're going to believe for the rest of your life. So that matters. Not to preach to you guys right now, but all to say is that this is how we met.
The most important thing that was like mutual between us both was our belief system. Like everything else was pretty polar opposites. Like the way we grew up were really opposite. Our dating life were opposite. Our BC life, like before we were saved, were opposite. You know, they're pretty, yeah. You're like, our testimonies are nothing alike, you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's nothing
but
alike.
But it's like our cultures, our traditions are nothing alike, but like our belief system, our spirituality, that's the most important thing, and that's where we had commonality, which was good. Which should be the goal, you know.
But yeah, guys, this is how we met. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure you give us a thumbs up if you guys like it. If you guys don't like it, what we said, you can give the thumbs down. That's what that made for.
Not if you don't like what we said, but if you don't like the content.
Yeah.
If you don't agree with this, feel free to drop it in the comments.
Drop in a comment, yeah. But if you don't like the whole video, just hit the thumbs down so that we know that you didn't like it. And hopefully YouTube reach out to us and say, this person didn't like it, so we know where you live. Appreciate everybody that followed us. We hit 200 subscribers, going to 300 already. We almost close to 300, and I know most of them may be coming from TikTok. Yo, so make sure you guys check out her TikTok also, and I have mine too. I may leave it down in the descriptions. What do you guys want to see next? What do you guys want to know? Comment down below. We appreciate you guys. Have a blessed day. And this is the Verse Family. We need to work on more intros, but yeah.
This is a V.
Oh, V. You can do the F. Family.